Right now, somewhere in your heart, there's a dream that refuses to die. Maybe you've buried it under years of being realistic. Maybe people have told you it's impossible, impractical, or just plain foolish. Maybe you've told yourself those same things. But it's still there, isn't it? That quiet voice that whispers in the early morning hours or late at night when the world is quiet. The voice that says, "What if?" Let me tell you about Maria, a 34-year-old accountant who had been working the same job for 8 years. Every morning, she'd sit in traffic, staring at the dance studio she passed on her way to work. She had been a dancer once, passionate, alive, unstoppable. But somewhere along the way, she convinced herself that dreams were for other people. Dreams don't pay bills, she'd tell herself. Dreams are for kids who don't understand how the world works. One day, stuck in that same traffic, Maria watched through the studio window as a little girl stumbled through her first ballet steps. The child fell, got up, and tried again. No fear, no self-doubt, just pure determination to move to the music in her heart. That's when Maria realized something devastating. She had become a stranger to herself. The woman sitting in that car wasn't the person she was meant to be. She was a ghost of her former dreams, going through the motions of a life that felt safe, but empty. That evening, Maria did something she hadn't done in years. She stood in front of her bathroom mirror and asked herself the hardest question of her life. If I keep living like this, who will I be in 10 years? The answer terrified her more than any risk ever could. She would be the same person, in the same job, with the same regrets, but 10 years older and 10 years further from her dreams. Here's what Maria discovered that night, and what I want you to understand. Your dreams aren't just wishes. They're not random thoughts that pop into your head for no reason. Your dreams are your soul's GPS system, pointing you toward the person you're meant to become. When you ignore your dreams, you're not just missing out on success or happiness. You're betraying the deepest part of yourself. You're telling the universe that you don't believe you're worthy of the life you actually want. But here's the truth that nobody talks about. Pursuing your dreams isn't just about achieving them. It's about who you become in the process. Every step you take toward your dream transforms you. Every challenge you face builds strength you didn't know you had. Every failure teaches you lessons that success never could. Maria started small. She couldn't quit her job immediately, but she could take one dance class a week, just one. That first class was humbling. Her body had forgotten movements that once felt natural. But something magical happened that day. For the first time in years, Maria felt like herself again. 6 months later, she was taking 3 classes a week. A year later, she was assistant teaching. 2 years later, she opened her own small studio. Not because it was easy, but because every day she chose her dream over her fear. The path wasn't smooth. There were months when she could barely pay rent. There were days when she questioned everything. There were people who said she was crazy for leaving a good job to chase a childhood fantasy. But Maria learned something that changed everything. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. She would rather struggle towards something meaningful than succeed at something that left her feeling empty. Now, I'm not saying you should quit your job tomorrow and chase every dream you've ever had, but I am saying this. You cannot continue to live as if your dreams don't matter. You cannot keep postponing the life you actually want while you wait for the right time. The right time is a myth. There will always be bills to pay, responsibilities to handle, reasons to wait. The question is, are you going to let those reasons become excuses? Or are you going to find a way to honor both your responsibilities and your dreams? Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. If you want to write for 15 minutes a day. If you want to start a business, research one idea this week. If you want to learn something new, take one online course. If you want to help people, volunteer 1 hour this month. Your dreams are not asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to begin. And here's something else Maria learned. When you start moving toward your dreams, the universe starts moving toward you. Opportunities appear. People show up to help. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. But none of that happens while you're sitting on the sidelines, waiting for permission to live your own life. The world needs what you have to offer. There's a problem only you can solve, a story only you can tell, a difference only you can make. But none of that happens if you keep your dreams locked away in the someday file. 5 years from now, you're going to be 5 years older regardless. The question is, will you be 5 years closer to your dreams or 5 years further away from them? Maria's studio now has over 100 students. But more importantly, Maria has something that no job ever gave her, the knowledge that she honored the deepest part of herself. She chose courage over comfort, possibility over security, growth over stagnation. Every morning now, when she unlocks her studio, she thinks about that woman who used to sit in traffic, dreaming of a different life. That woman wasn't weak or foolish. She was just scared. And scared is okay, as long as you don't let it stop you. Your dreams are not too big. You are not too small. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is bridged by one thing: action. Small, consistent, courageous action. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting for fear to go away. Fear doesn't disappear. You just get braver than your fear. Your dream is calling. It's been calling for a while now. Maybe it's time to finally answer. What's the one small step you can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Not when you have more time or money or confidence. Today. Right now. Because the person you're meant to become is waiting for you to begin. If this speaks to you, take that first step and tell someone about it. Share your dream with a friend, write it down, or take one small action toward it today. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. Your dream isn't just possible, it's necessary. The world is waiting for what only you can bring to it.